I'm Larry Richardson and welcome to Xeniards.com Cooking. In this video we're going to make a quick and easy breakfast that's also extremely healthy. It is our breakfast burrito. Now what we're going to do is take a basic scrambled egg and load it up with vegetables. This is part of our never-ending quest to eat more vegetables in ways that are appealing to us. So come on, let's make a breakfast burrito. Here are the essential ingredients that we'll use in our breakfast burrito. The first thing is flour tortillas. I personally prefer flour tortillas over corn. Most commercially purchased corn tortillas are extremely chewy. If you can find a tasty whole grain or whole wheat tortilla, that's all the better for you. So do take a look, see if you can find a good one. But otherwise, a basic flour tortilla is just fine. The next thing we'll use is 3 eggs. This is going to make enough for 2 people. We'll use about a 1/4 cup of shredded cheese. You can use the Mexican or Italian. Oddly enough, for this dish, I prefer the Italian. That's just me. The other thing is a sweet red pepper, a green jalapeno, although you can also use a red hot chili pepper. That's totally up to you. A small Vidalia onion, which is the sweet onion. It's just extremely tasty. We'll use about, I'd say it's about a cup of refried beans and then a teaspoon of butter. That's just to keep the eggs from sticking. So these are our essential ingredients. Now I'll show you how to prepare them. Here's what we're going to do. The first thing is we're going to take the vegetables and we're going to cut them into small pieces. Now I do not need the entire sweet red pepper. That would just be too much vegetable for the eggs to handle and they would just fall apart. So what I'm taking is, I would say, 1/3 of the sweet red pepper, cleaning out the seeds, and then I'm going to slice it as small as I possibly can. So I'm just going into these little slices. And then we're going to turn it sideways and cut it into the smallest pieces we can. So it's sort of between between a dice and a mince. So there we have it, and we'll put those right into the cooking pan. Now if you don't like jalapeno, if you find jalapeno is just too hot for you, then add another 1/3 of red or green pepper. So red sweet pepper or green bell pepper. Personally, I like the jalapenos. I like things hot and spicy. But you really have to, and the people who are eating it with you have to too. If they don't buy into it, then just add some more sweet red pepper or add some, again, some green bell pepper. So I'm going to do the same thing with the jalapeno. I'm going to slice it up really tiny. And then we'll just chop it. Now the reason I'm wearing these rubber gloves is that the pepper gives off an awful lot of heat. So if you were to cut this with your bare hands, you would get the heat all over your fingers, and I can guarantee you at some point you're either going to touch your eyes, your skin, or somebody else's skin, and boy is it gonna burn. So you really want to use something, either these gloves or you want to slice it with the aid of a fork. Just anything, oh wow that's hot, just anything not to come into contact with the jalapeno. As someone who has stuck a jalapeno finger in his eye, I can tell you, boy, it smarts, and it smarts for a long time. So it is a really good idea to have these kinds of gloves. They're sort of surgical gloves that you can get at a pharmacy. to have these in hand for this type of cooking. I also get them at Home Depot. They carry them too in the painting section. So it's just something useful to have, just in case you're dealing with very hot ingredients, or if you're dealing with raw meat that you really don't want to get up under your fingernails. So now I'm going to do the same thing with the onion. I'm going to slice it pretty tiny. I probably only need about half of this onion because we have an awful lot of vegetables already in the pan. And that's half of the small onion. And now we're going to move over to the stove. Now what we're doing on the stove is we're putting the refried beans in a small pan over medium heat. That'll get them nice and toasty. We're also starting this pan on medium, and we're putting 2 tortillas inside of that. Now we're going to take the front pan with the vegetables in it, and we're going to put that on medium heat too. That's pretty simple, isn't it? And we're going to add the butter, our teaspoon of butter, to saute the vegetables, and also to keep the eggs from sticking to the pan. So we'll get the butter nice and melted up. Now when you saute vegetables, what you want to do is just to get them to start to look clear. So if my onions start to look clear, then that's a full saute, then I'm done. You don't want to go any further than that because you don't want to brown or burn the vegetables. So sauteing these vegetables at medium heat will take about 5 minutes. Okay, so as the vegetables are sauteing, make sure to take your tortillas with a pair of tongs and turn them over. You just want to warm them up, you don't want to burn them. So just give them a nice turn every now and then, make sure they don't burn. You can see that the refried beans are cooking just fine, and our vegetables are sauteed. You can see that the onions are looking pretty clear. So what I'm going to do now is take the eggs and crack it right in there. And I'm going to scramble them with the veggies. So you can see whoever eats this is going to get a lot of veggies. But it's a tasty way to deliver them. It's kind of an exotic way to deliver them. So people will think, gee, I'm not eating veggies, I'm having a burrito. And because you added the jalapeno and the onion, you don't really have to add hot sauce if you don't want to, or any salsa. Some people do. One thing I do recommend, though, is before you add anything hot, any kind of hot sauce or salsa, make sure to taste this mix first, because it may already be hot enough. I find that jalapenos can be very inconsistent. Some of them can just knock your socks off, and others just taste like sweet green pepper. It just really depends. So again, this mix is at medium heat. I'm giving it a nice scramble. You can see that the vegetables are working in very nicely. I'll give the tortillas a quick turn again. See, it gets a little bit brown on one side. I'm going to turn the heat off on the tortillas at this point. Again, I'm not trying to completely toast them. I want them to have some flexibility so that I can bend them when I want to make the breakfast burrito itself. There we go. I don't like to have my eggs too wet or too dry. I like them just right. And I think that's just right. I don't want them to start turning brown. So I'm going to take them off the heat. Okay, with all the ingredients cooked, here's the way you assemble your breakfast burrito. You take your tortilla, there it is. Take some refried beans, put them in a nice strip. And hopefully you bought the vegetarian or fat-free refried beans. Honestly, I can't taste the difference between these and the kind that have fat and lard in them. So I really recommend that you do this. Buy the vegetarian or fat-free refrieds. Then we'll take some of the egg mix. Okay, we're going to put that in the burrito. Yum, I'm already drooling. Get that in there. And then the cheese is optional. I do like the taste of a little bit of cheese. And it's such a small amount, I don't think it's going to set you back unless you're on a highly restricted diet. So then I add some cheese. And that is your breakfast burrito. So you just fold it under, and there you go. A breakfast burrito. It should only take you about 15 minutes to make this dish. And again, if you typically make just scrambled eggs or fried eggs or something like that, you can really spice it up with this, and you're getting an awful lot of good ingredients included. You're sneaking in some vegetables, you're sneaking in some beans. I mean, it's just it's a complete meal in one little package. So I do highly recommend that you try this and substitute it out for your typical egg breakfast. It's just that much more healthy. And really, if you serve this right, you may even be able to get away with not having bacon or sausage or any of the really bad things with it. So here you go. Here's your breakfast burrito. I hope you enjoy it. So there you have it, a breakfast burrito. It's delicious, it's nutritious, it has vegetables, it has proteins, it has starch. It is a meal. 2 of these and you should be set for the morning. Now, if you want to see this recipe, please go to Zeniors.com. That's seniors, but with an X.com, Zeniors.com, and I will have this recipe posted. Just go to the search window and put in breakfast burrito. I have an awful lot more recipes in video form and also in print form, so make sure to put in the word recipes and you'll see some of the other recipes. And also we have more videos on YouTube.com. Now, if you want an awful lot of my earlier recipes, my healthier recipes, take a look at Fit Body, Fit Mind, Your Practical Guide to Aging Well. That's my book. You can get it on Amazon.com. Again, that's Fit Body, Fit Mind, Your Practical Guide to Aging Well. It will tell you everything you need to know about exercising your body, exercising your brain, and eating well. So please, take a look and visit Zeniors.com and let me know what you think. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.